The meeting of the Greater Lafourche Sport Commission will now come to order. Mr. Ted Savoy, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Colley, would you please give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. CD Chucky Sheremy.
Here.
CB Tom Pete.
Here.
CC Jamie Lafont.
Here.
CD Rodney Disclair.
Here.
CD Reggie Leday. Absent. CDF Larry Griffin. Absent.
Rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Please. Rest in peace, Mr. Larry. CG John Mellison.
Here.
CH Mike Cully here. CI Chris Cully.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Colley. Before we get started, I would like to say we keep Mr. Larry Griffin. He was a commissioner. I served with Mr. Larry for 24 years. I served with him, and he was a board member for 33 years. A very good man. He's been here forever. He helped us out on a lot of things. But I would like for y'all just to consider him in his prayers, your prayers tonight, and keep his family in his prayers because they really need it, and because he was kind of the rock of their family. So in addition, just keep him in your prayers. That's all I have to say. It's kind of hard not having him here, cracking a joke or saying something. So anyone got anything else to say before we get continued? But
I think you said it all, Mr. President.
all right, well,
Mr. President, just to comment that, we certainly want to honor him at some point in the next month or so, really, thanking him and presenting his family with a memento from the Greater Lafourche Port Commission for all his years of service, and really appreciate his guidance throughout the years and all the joke cracking that he always made with us. He was a pleasure to be around, and taught me a lot over the last 19 years that I've been here. So, Mr. Larry, may you rest in peace, and we will honor you as much as we can every day.
we won't know who's going to get John Melison's accounting right now.
Yeah, we don't know.
Anything. Okay, next we move. Approve minutes for July 10th, 2024 meeting. Need a motion. Moved by Mike Colley, seconded by Tom Pete. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have nomination and roll call for election to fill in CF. I need a motion.
Mr. President, go ahead.
I got a motion by Mr. Rodney Gisclair,
Second, like to
second by
nominate
Mr.
Ted
Tom.
Savoy.
Wait, he needs to say the name.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Between you, John messed me up.
Oh, well, I'd
Yeah.
like to nominate Mr. Ted Gisclair for.
Ted.
Wait, you want to try again?
Pardon?
Ted Savoy.
Ted Savoy. I'm sorry.
See, John got everybody messed up.
Yeah, totally.
We need
Mr.
to start
Ted
over
Savoy.
again. Unanimous second.
I'll sit in the back here.
All right. I got a motion by Mr. Rodney Gisclair for Mr. Ted Savoy, second by Mr. Tom P. We need to do a
Roll call.
roll call vote. Mr. Secretary, you do a roll call.
Yes, sir. CD Chucky Sheremy.
Yes.
CB Tom Pete.
Actually, let's
Yeah, you
say
need to say his
name.
Mr.
Ted
Savoy's name.
Savoy.
Mr. Ted Savoy?
CC Jamie Lafont.
Yes.
Ted Savoy. Gotta
Ted
say-
Savoy, I'm sorry.
CD Rodney Disclair.
Yes, for Mr. Ted Savoy.
CG John Mellison.
Yes, for Ted Savoy.
CH Mike Cully. Yes, absolutely for Mr. Ted Savoy. CI Chris Cully.
Yes, Mr. Ted Savoy.
All right.
Mr. Ted,
Mr.
got
Savoy,
it.
would you please come and get yourself inaugurated again? I think you're running a race to see how many times you get inaugurated.
Number three. Number three. Thank you.
I, Ted Savoy. I, Ted Savoy.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Louisiana,
and the Constitution and the laws of the State of Louisiana,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties help me God. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ted.
Congratulations, Mr. Ted. Thank you again for coming and help us out. All right, now we're moving on. Next, we have the director's report. Mr. Shasso.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our Northern Expansion Slip D Bulkhead, GIS Engineering.
Good morning, gentlemen. On the 17th, pre-con meeting was held. They've been given a partial notice to proceed for the test pile program and some material procurement. That's going from July 22nd and it's supposed to last until the 5th of September. Estimate completion days in third quarter 2025.
Any questions? All right. Thank you, Will. All right, airport projects. The first is aircraft operations. Davey.
Okay, aircraft operations for last month, 1,877. We had 11,757 passengers and 18,927 vehicles visit the airport.
All right, any questions on that? Okay, the Airport Connector Road and Bridge, Picciola and Associates.
Yeah, Sea Level Construction is continually working on the projects. They've poured concrete for the concrete counterweights. They've also poured most of the concrete on approach slabs on both sides. They're putting in the light poles along the corridor this week. They're still continuing to work on machinery. And in the next couple of weeks, you'll see them move in and start doing asphalt, the completion of the asphalt on the connector road itself on 3235, LA1, and 308. So they're still looking at a completion date of January of 2025.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right. The PAPI LED upgrade, GIS Engineering.
We have a last change order to extend time, and we're currently in the lien period, which expires August 29th on this great project.
Any questions? Thank you, Will. All right, and the FBO terminal.
FBO, notice proceed was given on the 11th. Estimate completion for that one is quarter 3 of 2025 as well. It's Brian E. Talbot Construction.
Yeah. And later on the agenda, we have to approve the FAA grant agreements.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you, Will. All right, moving on to other projects, the Leeville LA1 construction canal dredging and mitigation, Angелette Design.
So this project is complete. Coastal Dredging was the contractor. We did receive their clear lien certificate, which is up on the agenda later for your consideration.
Any questions? All right, the Fouchon Island Resiliency Study, I'll just give the update real quick. So that's for the study that we're getting funding from CPRA on, and the original funding amount was 1.5 million. We actually were notified that we were receiving just around $600,000 more dollars. So a total new funding for the resiliency study is $2,097,513.53 to be exact. And basically what that's going to do is study what impact the breakwaters, more breakwaters along the beachhead from the East Jetty going east about 5.5 miles would be with associated beach renourishment work as well. So that'll start very soon. Basically the main contractor for that study is GIS Engineering, and Angela Design is going to be a part of that, as well as Royal Engineering for the modeling, which the majority of the funds are going to be going to modeling work that needs to be done. So anyway, just wanted to give y'all an update on that project, and we'll, periodically we'll let you know how's it going, but it's, basically everything's getting kicked off now for that project. Okay. The LA1 elevated highway project from Golden Meadow to Leeville. Just wanted to give you all and the public an update. Project is moving along very well. If you're driving past there, you can see all the work that's taking place. A lot of concrete going on out there. Project really looks good and making really good progress and still on pace to be completed by the middle of 2027 in this much needed project. And then based on conversations we've had and here on Monday night's committee meeting, as well as just conversations we've been having with the general public, we're looking to schedule a meeting with the DOTD traffic engineers to talk about the intersections here of the intersection in Golden Meadow and the one in Leeville to really get a good idea of what that right now is scheduled to look like.
Good.
So we can have answers for the community as they start to ask what this is going to look like when it's done in 2027. Okay. All right. See, had a few more pictures just to show you there. The construction going on. All right. Next projects are the Hurricane Ida repair projects, and the first one is the breakwater repairs. Angela Design.
Yeah, so this project was awarded to Rigid Constructors for $7.7 million. The notice to proceed was issued for today with a completion date of January 31st of next year. That gives 170 days. The contractor is currently getting their stone together for the project. They've indicated they probably won't be on site until late October, early November, but they've also indicated that they don't have any concerns right now on schedule with making that January deadline, so.
Okay. Any questions for you? All right, and the Fouchon Beach project.
Okay, this project is currently advertising for bid. We'll be receiving bids at 2 p.m. Next Thursday.
All right. Any questions? Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
All right, the Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina Dredge Project, Picciolo and Associates.
Coastal dredging continues to work in Flotation Canal, moving his way towards the east. He's about at the head of between slip C and slip D. He still has a couple of months of dredging on Flotation Canal, then he'll move into the front marina and complete that part of the project.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. All right, airport hangar replacement, GIS Engineering.
This project was awarded to Freetown Builders out of Lafayette in the amount of just over $843,000. All the contracts have been signed and recorded. Pre-con meeting is scheduled to be held on the 19th, which is Monday coming. Estimate completion end of the year.
All right. Any questions? Thank you, Will. That concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chasson. We're going to public comment. Any public comment? Mr. Douglas, share me with the governor's office. Come on.
As Doug comes up, just wanted to say thank you to Lynn Kiger with the Chamber of Lafourche for attending, as well as Chad. Thank you. And Mr. Daniel Lorraine, Lafourche Parish Councilman. Thank you all for attending.
Good morning, President Chairman, Executive Director Chasson, board members. I represent Governor Jeff Landry, and I'm here today to give you good news that our own Executive Director, Chet Chasson, was announced today, is now a member of the newly created Louisiana Ports and Waterways Investment Commission. Governor made it this morning. It's a newly created 12-member board, and they're going to oversee strategic vision for ports across Louisiana, ports, rails, and waterways across Louisiana. And our own Chet Chasson was named to the board just this morning. It came out this morning, so I wanted to publicly congratulate him and tell him keep up the good work.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. Please express our appreciation to the governor for the official nomination.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Any other public comment? All right, moving on. Going into executive committee. Members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Rodney J. Gisclair, and Jimmy LaFont. First, we have consider approving the PNC Bank Assessment Access Agreement for site GLF 302, 344, and 404.
All right, Bryce. You got it.
Okay, as we discussed on Monday night, this would give us, this would be an agreement with PNC Bank, who has interest in some of the collateral in the sites formerly leased by Francis Drilling Fluids. The gist of it is it gives them about 30 days access on GLF 404 and 344, which is the site on Anselmi Drive and 17th Street, to conduct the sale of that collateral, but they would be leaving for the Port Commission the stationary tanks on 404 and the living quarters on 302. Our recommendation would be to approve this agreement.
All right, need a motion? Moved by Mr. John Melliso, second by Mr. Tom P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request to lease site GLF 302, 344, and 404.
All right, we had some discussion on Monday night. We have two official requests for those three sites, one from PMI and one from Hudson Services. Our recommendation is to approve the staff continuing to negotiate in the next 2 weeks for those sites, basically closing off any more proposals from coming in. Okay.
All right, need a motion? Moved by Mr. Jim LaFont, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
And the thought process, just to add that, the thought process is that in 2 weeks, we would have a special meeting at our committee meeting to ultimately approve what we're going to approve as a board for those sites.
And also for us to finish with the bank.
Correct.
With the agreement.
That's correct.
Okay. Next, consider approving the West Shore Base Lease Amendment for site GLF 621-2.
All right, this amendment is expiring, and what this amendment said that we want to move forward with is that West Shore Bay Services would do 2 surveys a year of the mooring zone area along that section that is currently unbulkheaded. And then if and only if something would happen where we would start to see some anomalies or something in that 200-foot mooring zone where we start to see some slough off of material, then we would mandate them to do a bulkhead or stabilize the embankment. Other than that, we haven't seen any issues. So a recommendation is to approve an amendment that mandates 2 surveys a year. Okay.
All right, need a motion. Moved by my colleague, second by Mr. Ted Sawa. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the request from Fouchon Heavy Lift to extend lease GLF 402-2.
Okay, so this lease is coming up, expiring December 31st of 2024. The request is for a new 10-year primary term with 1 5-year option and 1 option that would end May 31st, 2042.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the lease request from Express Weld.
Okay, Express Weld has a 400 linear foot request for that portion of 400 feet of GLF 624 on the west side of Slip C. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion. Moved by Mr. Jim LaFont, second by Mr. Thomas P. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider approving the lease request from Dawn Offshore.
All right, Dawn Offshore has a request for 400 linear feet of Site 630, which is immediately adjacent to Oceaneering. This in turn would actually move the lease that Adriatic has up the slip. But that's not an issue because they're just having a dock lease. This is actually be a full-fledged lease. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Ted Sawa, second by Mr. John Melliso. Any discussion?
You actually, I know Mr. Savoy's been voting.
Oh, but he can't?
He's actually not official until he gets his oath and his certificate from Secretary of State. So you shouldn't take a motion from him.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Ted.
We just want to make sure that.
John messed you up again.
Okay.
Let's give it to Mikey.
Motion by Mr. John Melliso, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider approving the amendment and supplement letter of agreement for Hurricane Ida Recovery Fund grants.
All right, so this is, we have received all of our supplemental funding through this program already, but this extends the timeline. We wanted to go ahead and approve it just in case something else comes up that we need to do.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Jeremy LaFawn, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider adopting the resolution to sponsor Fouchon Marina LLC to Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Boarding Infrastructure Grant Tier 1 and Tier 2 program.
All right, these two resolutions, the Tier 1 grant program is a maximum of $300,000. It would have a local share of $75,000. The Tier 2 program is a $1.5 million maximum with the $375,000 share. And our recommendation is to approve these resolutions, knowing that those shares would actually ultimately be borne by or paid back by Fouchon Marina.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the conservation servitude with Barry-Terre Terrebonne Estuary Foundation for Port Fouchon Mitigation Bank.
All right, for this mitigation bank, as part of what we have to do, we have to have a conservation servitude recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Move on to Tom Pete, second by Mr. John Melson. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider declaring that the equipment and items are surplus and no longer needed in public purpose and ready to advertise for sale.
All right, I believe we have 15 items coming up for surplus. We have some minimum bids that we'll be posting for these items and the minimum bids. So a recommendation to approve this list.
All right, need a motion. Motion by Mr. Mike Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
President Jeremy, can we go back and just reapprove? Mr. Savoy was the second to the motion on the West Shore Base lease
All right.
amendment. If we could just take another
Who gave the
motion and second.
Who gave the motion?
Mike.
If we can just take, we can just take a new motion and second and
All right.
to approve it.
Consider approving the West Shore Base lease amendment for site GLF 621-2. Got a motion by
Mike Colley.
Mr. Mike Colley, second by Mr. Tom Pete. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
That's good, Avocado?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bryce. Now we're moving on. We're getting out of executive committee, going into permits and waterways. Members are Rodney Gisclair, Chairman, Reggie Gabe, Tom Pete, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Gisclair.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll review the permits that we have in front of us here. We have Greater Lafourche Port Commission, dredging, sandfill, breakwater construction to restore and prevent further beach erosion. Secondly, we have Lafourche Parish Government. It's an after-the-fact permit for construction of a barrier to prevent flooding due to storm surge. Tulane University permit to restore land by constructing a containment berm from a layer of Christmas trees secured with tallow stakes and a layer of glass sand and burlap sacks. Next, we have the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development. DOT is proposing to construct a new 17-mile, 4-lane controlled access highway from LA Highway 3235 in Golden Meadow to LA Highway 3090 in Fouchon.
That's a permit renewal for the project.
Right. And down to Bayou Charters LLC, proposal to develop waterfront property along past Fouchon. The slip will be expanded and dredged to an elevation of -7 feet. And next we have Cantium, installation of an 8-inch pipeline, approximately 1,020 feet, which 670 feet of pipeline will be installed in open water and 350 feet will be laid on top of the marsh. That concludes the permit review, Mr. President, and the Permit Waterways Committee is completed. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gisclair, thank you very much. We're getting out of permits and waterways, going to Construction and Development Committee. Members are Chris Colley, Chairman, Mike Colley, Jim LaFond, and Chucky Sherby. Mr. Colley, your turn.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. First, we'll consider approving change order number 2 from Preferred Electric for the Pappy LED upgrades.
All right, this is for an increase of 123 calendar days due to the regulator not coming in that long. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, we'll consider approving the FAA grant agreements for the airport terminal and parking lot.
All right, FAA is going to grant us $1.5 million for the terminal and $881,000 for the parking lot for that project. Recommendation to approve.
Need a motion. Moved by Mr. Mike Colley, second by Mr. Thomas Petrie. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The motion passed.
And last, we'll consider accepting the clear lien certificate from Coastal Dredging Company for the Leeville Construction Canal Dredging and Mitigation Project.
Project is complete. Recommendation to approve.
Move.
Got a motion by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Jim LaFond. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction Development Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we're going to Finance Committee. Members are John Mellison Jr., Chairman, Mr. Chris Colley, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Mellison, your turn.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. We'll begin by reviewing our invoices for July 2024 and announcing those over $25,000. So, Mr. Colley, keep up. You're the new Larry Griffin, all right?
Thank you, sir.
So we'll begin on item 1, Coastal Dredging Company Incorporated, $458,361.10. That's for the dredging of the flotation canal in the front commercial marina. Item 2, Sea Level Construction, $322,752.70. And that's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 3, GIS Engineering, $193,435 even, and that's for Port Fourchon Marsh Creation Project, the Fourchon Island Feed Study, Slip D Bulkhead, Bell Pass Channel Deepening, and the Airport Terminal Building. Item 4, Angelette Design, $176,348.26. That's for the Bayou Lafourche Flotation Canal Bulkhead, the Fourchon Beach Maintenance and Restoration. Item 5, USI Southwest, $75,000 even. That's for their risk management fee renewal. Item 6, Grand Isle Shipyard, $39,559.31. That's for contract labor at the FBO, along with limestone for port facilities and the Nolte-Terrio Road. Item 7, Ascent Aviation Group, $32,575.53. That is for fuel, for resale, and the truck rental at the airport. Item 8, Nixon Power Services, $25,757.58. That's for the generator, yearly maintenance, and repairs. Item 9, CSRS Disaster Recovery Management, $25,621.25, and that's for Disaster Grant Management Consultant for Hurricane Ida. These, along with our other expenses, brings us to a grand total of $2,486,534.62. And Mr. Colley, I'd like to make a motion. We accept these if that worked out.
I second. You did that perfectly.
All right.
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, Mr. President, we have the consider approving the July 2024 unaudited financial statements as discussed in Monday night's committee meeting, and I'd like to make a motion we accept these.
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
And next, we have out-of-state travel and training requests. We have Director Chasson attending the GasTex exhibition and conference in Houston, Texas, September 16th through the 20th.
And that was a request of our, of Origin LNG to attend with them.
Who is our new LNG applicant to come to Port Fourchon, and looking forward to it. Hope you have a good trip over there. We also have Director Chasson attending the Gulfports Association Fall Meeting, Galveston, Texas, October 1st through the 3rd. We also have Director Chasson attending the CEA, which is the Consumer Energy Alliance Board Meeting in Houston, Texas, October 10th through the 11th. And last, we have Director Chasson, along with Commissioner Chucky Sheremy, Rodney Gisclair, Mike Calais, John Melanson, Thomas Pete, and Reggie Leday attending the American Association of Port Authorities in Massachusetts, October 27th through the 21st.
31st.
31st, yes. This is a long list. Sorry for my delay. I had a second page I wasn't aware of. And next we have, excuse me, we have Director Chasson along with President Sheremy and other commissioners, Rodney Gisclair, Mike Calais, John Melanson, Thomas Pete, Reggie Leday, Chris Calais, and other to be determined by election. That would be our new guy coming. Good luck to them. To attend the Louisiana Live event in Washington, D.C. and meetings, January 21st through the 25th. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept these out-of-state travel, training, and requests.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. Melaso, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Melaso. Next, we have possible executive session.
President Sheremy, if we could take a motion and a 2/3 roll call vote to go into executive session to discuss the mooring dolphin litigation.
All right, I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Rodney Gisclair, second by Mr. John Melaso. Any discussion? Any public comment?
Need a roll call.
Roll call, Mr. Colley.
Roll call, Mike.
Yes, sir. Seat A, Chucky Sheremy.
Yes.
Seat B, Tom Pete.
Yes.
Seat C, Jamie Lafont.
Yes.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Yes.
Seat G, John Melanson.
Yes.
Seat H, Mike Calais, yes. Seat I, Chris Calais.
Yes.
We have an approval, Mr. President.
All right. Thank you. We're going to go into executive session. We'll be back.
About 5 minutes. Does Ted get to come to that?
Yeah, you
When we built it, yeah. Today, they-
almost did. Trying to get you in.
that's what they were. No land. Hey, Will's in charge of entertainment while we. No, you're not in charge of entertainment while we're in the executive session. No. This is you stepping up? No. Okay. Nothing recent. Come on, man.
Come on, Mr. Daniel, tell us a joke. Tell us a joke. Do something, Joel. Tell us a joke.
I got nothing to say.
So,
If you keep quiet, you don't get in trouble.
I don't know if that worked.
How many years it took you to learn?
you saw those red snap, you saw those red snap that Brent put them on Facebook, man. He went out, he called it a monster. All over 10 pounds, all over 10 pounds. Some red snap. Going to lemon, all over 10 pounds.
That was Saturday.
Not all over 10 pounds. No, that's all pretty. Oh, just cut bait?
Yeah. Basic. But, big lemon fish.
Russell. Yeah. That's a big guy. That was a big one. Who is it? Rudy Gage, you caught a 52 pounder. 52 pounder for the ground on top of Rudy. Oh, no, that's a big. 52 is big. I don't know, it's a lean, a Kobe, a lemon.
Depends who you are, what you call it.
Cook it with some lemons.
Cause that's what they catch on the rigs offshore, cause when you throw the food, they come in. They catch lemon fish, they cook them all the time on the rigs offshore.
I wonder if they're gonna close Red Snap Labor Day. I'm sure they will, and recount.
Oh, yeah.
Usually close it for a week or two and then recount.
They should have like some weekend scouts over the year. It'll bring some tourists back down with the Grand Isle. Instead of just cutting them early.
The snap aside, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like in the show?
Huh?
Hell no. No. 30 years ago, we would cook
Most
that
places
snap
you
and
go,
that's all you had. Now he does it.
It looks like a little amber.
But you catch the ones with the yellow stripe on them.
Okay.
All right.
There you go. Come back into session.
We're back in regular meeting.
All right. Mr. President, staff recommendation is to approve the settlement agreement.
All right, I need a motion.
Move.
Moved by Mr. John Melisone.
Second.
Second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. All right. You finished, Mr. Melisone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we cool. All right, any other business?
Yeah, Mr. President, I'd like to make mention, on Monday, the big Bayou Industrial Group luncheon, which featured our director as the featured speaker. There was a little presentation at the end, a video that Tad and staff put together. After that little video, which showed the Port Fourchon from waterside, I had a couple of people in the audience that came up to me and said they had never realized, or it's easy to realize what they have in Fourchon when you see it from the water. But if you see it from the road, it just looks like a bunch of cranes and boats. But seeing it from that vantage point really impressed them. So I'd like to thank all the staff for their work putting that together.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all. All right. Any other business? Any public comment?
I move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
All right. I got a motion by Mr. Jim LaFond, second by Mr. Tom Peet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. I'd like to thank for everyone for coming to our meeting. We welcome Mr. Ted Savoy back to our meeting. We'll see y'all next time. Meeting adjourned.